I used to rent, and now I own. I'm here to tell you that owning property is not necessarily better than renting property. Now, of course, if you have the means to do so, owning property surely would be a better thing, right? Because owning property is not just a right to something. There's liability that comes with owning a property. I have a grass field across the street from this building that I bought. They're making me cut it. Okay, I got a thing in the mail. It says, pursuant to this article in the local code, you have to cut that field. And now I have to spend $125, which is a deal. I got lucky that I found somebody to do it for so cheap. That's the thing. Like, I moved from California thinking, I'm going to get out of the land of high prices. California is expensive, but it dawned on me when I moved out here, which is basically the middle of the country, more or less the middle of nowhere. Things are very low price here. Things are creeping up on me in price. My home insurance has doubled since I moved here. The taxes doubled since I moved here. There's tons of random stuff that will happen when you own a property. I bought a warehouse, so that was my fault. And let me tell you, tons of things have happened to the warehouse. We've had a water main break. We've had fixtures blow off in the winter. It's not fun to have to check the weather. Then let's just say you own this property outright, and it's not really that big. It's just a part of your portfolio. Let's say you have dozens or 100 properties. If the water main breaks, it's a fire that needs to be put out. When you're renting, that's all someone else's deal. That's all them. There are a lot of random things that come up related to the home that I own that need to be paid for. And there's literally nothing you can do about that. You just have to pay for that. There's no negotiation or very little negotiation on any of that kind of stuff because you signed on the dotted line and says, I own this piece of land. It is tied to my soul. They have stamped my social security number on the concrete right there. I own this property. It's my liability. I knew that ahead of time. I knew there was liability tied to owning property. And I was like, I will just take that liability on and I'll deal with it. I'm not dealing with it so well. I'm not doing so. We also live in a natural disaster prone area. Do have insurance. Do I think that they would actually pay me? It's a 50-50 shot in my opinion. So there's always that looming over your head. We had so many tornadoes in the past 2 months. There was like 7 or 8 tornado warnings. Whatever the one is where it means a touchdown next to you. That was not fun because now you're worrying about your mortal life. Sure, of course, so is everyone else. But now you also have to worry about your property. Renting surely is not a better trade because with renting, you get nothing. You get absolutely nothing. None of the thing you've been paying for is yours. You fool. Leave my property. That's what everybody thinks, right? That's another thing I didn't even touch on. So when you own a building, when you own property, if something goes out, there's a bit more of pressure on a landlord usually to get something fixed for a tenant. But for you, it's like you have to do it. You just have to do it. You just have to call the guy. Our water main broke. First of all, I was in the men's restroom in the warehouse out here. ChatGPT, should there be a noise of slowly running water constantly coming from your water main shutoff? So I had to call a plumber and they had to come out here and fix my water main. It cost me $400. And I had an elevated water bill, like $293 when it's normally $60. Again, these are not things that can't be paid for. Surely you can see how when these things just keep happening, which they do, this is just one example. There's been plenty. You try to see a budget for the year. I'm only going to spend this much. Water main, fixture blows off, electrical problem. It's all you, man.